Hello viewers, you are welcome to Express Politics on TBLC. And I am your host for today. My name is Abiola Michael. And we have a special guest in our midst who happens to be the lead analyst on TBLC, a person of Dr. Akintunde Somi Vincent. Welcome, sir, and good to have you.
Same here.
All right. So, on the program today, we are going to be talking about the October 1st protests. Recently, we have had the ED banned governance protest in Nigeria, and we have seen the ripple effect it has on the citizens of the country and even its economy. So speaking about the ED banned governance protests, Doctor, have the requests made by the citizen, has it been implemented at all?
It's so nice to be here. Now back to your question, I'll just ask if those requests have been
implemented.
Now I want to ask you, was it not here in this country that we had that the presidency, or put it straight, that the president has acquired a new private jet?
Yes.
Good. Was it not in this country we had that recently the recent visit to China that encapsulates so many governors? Again, was it not in this same country we had that that we now have we've increased the number of our ministerial
cabinet.
Yeah.
Cabinet, so to say, yes.
So we have more ministers and we have more. So if I may ask you again, rhetorically, has it been adhered to? Are they really listen? Now, I don't think we have a listening government. Sorry to say.
Okay.
Call a spade a spade.
All right.
Because now people marched out of the street to, on the basis of hunger.
Yes. Cost of governance.
Hunger protests.
Yes.
Fine. The removal of petroleum subsidy it's not in the current budget. But the point is, are there other ways to ameliorate or to make life? Are there other ways to make sure that citizens doesn't really feel the brunt of this removal of fuel subsidy? That's why creativity. Every government must be creative. You must look at the possible ways to make sure that to make sure that citizens don't really feel the brunt of this economic hardship. So I just said, like I said, the cost of governance. We still have more ministers. President has just bought a new private jet. We have. It's not as if we don't have before.
We do.
Two,
in fact.
Yeah, like we have that only needed what is some modicum of maintenance, just to maintain, to help the maintenance. And again, we heard about what's it called, the vice president lodge, some billions of naira, for the renovation of the VP lodge. We have We have the president. We are president advocating for his new yacht.
Yes.
To get a new yacht. So
are you trying to say that the
what I'm saying is we don't have a listening government. Like people marching. Engaging in protest should not be. It's not something that we see every time in a sane country, where people are always agitating. We are not at war. Are we fighting? No. Are we fighting any war?
We're not fighting any war against.
It's not as if we are having a crisis in like we have a major crisis, except for this issue of hunger. As a result of the removal of fuel subsidy, are there other ways to ameliorate poverty, to make sure that citizens don't feel the hardship? There are other ways. We are just putting what we can get from solid minerals alone can settle this country for life. From solid minerals like gold, we have gold in this country.
Yes, we do.
Lithium in this country. Our agricultural produce in this country. I once said on this program that when you look at the likes of Malaysia came to Nigeria to pick palm front, oil fruit, palm seed. And today they are one of the largest producers of oil in the world. But here we are, Nigeria. Well, once these likes all the Asian tigers, they were once behind Nigeria. But today in Nigeria we are borrowing money from them.
Yeah, we are ahead of us.
I said we are borrowing money from them. We are still in Indonesia. So what are we saying? So electricity tariff. We have so many communities are still very much in what's it called? In total darkness.
Yes.
That cannot boast of 3 hours electricity supply. talked about poor economic policy. Yes, of course. What's it called? The fuel subsidy, the electoral heart. They are all policies from us here and there. Poor policy formulation. And even those who are in charge of implementing those policies, they are not even. I wouldn't want to call them quacks. But if that's the name that should be given to them, who are we not to give them the name?
Okay, now speaking from the citizens' perspective, must we see protest as a way to checkmate the government always?
What else are we how are we going to
can you think of any other ways apart from the protests? I'm not saying it's not effective, or at least we are not seeing the effect of protests. Do you think there's other ways that actually checkmate the government?
We are other ways.
Okay.
But one of the most effective one is protest. There's what we call civil engagement. And this has to be orchestrated or engineered by the government. Usually back in time in retrospect, there's what we call the town hall meeting.
Okay.
The town hall meeting, where you see people come to the government their representative will be available, and citizens will also come around to ask certain questions. And again, what is the duty of the duty of our senators, our representatives? They are the ones representing our communities. But the point is, are they doing what they are sent to do? How many bills have they? How many bills can each of them how many bills? Most of them have been. Are they really passing necessary bills? They are just there, talking about if it's going to be a kind of decision that is going to benefit them. They quickly rush to pass the bill. But if it's going to affect the common man, you see kind of all manner of sluggish. They will tell you that they are not on seat today. They are on vacation tomorrow. They are on recess today. They are all manner. Do you know what it takes them to assent the 70,000 minimum wage? But when it comes to the police whatever recently, that has to do with the federal power and everything, quickly it was
implemented. So
the point is, protest. People have seen protest as a kind of a succor. And that's why people are saying they are agitating for October. They are saying October 1st. They are going to close down the street again. I mean, they are going to shut down work. And do you know what Nigeria? Do you know what they lose? What Nigeria loses when each of these things happened? Millions of naira, because the economy will be standstill. Banks will not be working. Aviation will not be. Nobody will. No airport. Nobody. The streets. Nobody. Everywhere would just be
institutions.
So they will just everything will be at standstill.
I was even coming to that. I was coming to that because I wanted you to share the possible ripple effect of.
Yeah, these are the ripple effects. These are the backlash. They are the backlash, and it's going to hit. It's not going to hit very. I mean, it's going to definitely hit very, very, very. I mean, very strong. Okay. Very strong. Like we can look. We are complaining that there's nothing in our reserves. Although I don't want to believe that. Nigeria is not a poor country. As they want us to believe. Nigeria is not poor. But leaders just want us to believe Nigeria is poor. So we came out of one recently, a few days ago. And now we are entering we are going to on October 4th there.
Protest, yes.
Do you know the number of public infrastructures that the damaged public infrastructure in the last 10 bad governance protest? And then another one again. Who never know what, because it's always so many people will know the beginning of that protest. They will not know what will eventually happen after the protest.
Yes.
Destroying public properties. The popular one is the ICT center in Kano. That was totally, things were carted away, were destroyed to the barest minimal level.
A lot of people were even arrested during that time as well. And most of which have not been released. And
people were raising flags of other country, must we allow ourselves to? I don't think we should degenerate ourselves to that level. Where citizens will be, marching out every month for protest. And what are they asking for? They are not even saying. They are saying end bad governance. They are not saying end bad government. They are two different things. End bad governance is different from end bad government. I pray we don't get to that level. where people will be saying, okay, maybe we should stop this kind of democracy and maybe let's have a taste of military again. And don't forget that military, the rules with decree.
Yes, decree.
So it's not going to be that they are going to seek for your opinion. Your opinion does not count. So,
military regime, yes. I hope we don't get to that stage.
I hope we don't get to that stage.
So now, concerning this end bad governance thing, the agitation and the lamentation of the citizens of Nigeria, what do you think is wrong with the Nigerian leadership or the leaders in general? Like, what's going on? What's really going on?
Just with the silence is golden. Having a listening here could also be golden. Listening to the
But
people.
why are they not listening? What's really going on?
I will give you a very good, and I will answer that in a very to my best of ability.
Please feel free.
And what I think is wrong with our leader is what's it called, the system. Bring in Barack Obama to come and be Nigerian president. We will not do anything. It will not do anything because the system allows some hanky-panky games. The system is very bad. So bring in a sane man into the system. We hardly do anything. It will not do anything. When you look at our constitution, is it not our constitution that will tell you that if you have stolen billions of naira, that is called misappropriation of fund?
Yes.
The same constitution will tell you that for those there's what we call the apart from misappropriation of funds, all manner of name. But when a small boy in the middle in the street, maybe you will see people. They said he stole what's it called, just 100 naira, and the boy is lynched to death. The people will perform jungle justice on such a boy. Why those? And after they've been arrested, maybe they were being tried. They will tell them to, okay, fine. Somebody who has stolen millions of naira, you tell him to pay 10,000, to pay 100,000 naira for bail. That's the same system. While in China or in this country, if you are caught for corrupt practices, it's either you kill yourself before they kill you. So, what are we saying is that the system is our constitution is very terrible. Institution-wise, it's nothing to write home about. So, like when you see people adding 000 to the back of any amount of money, humongous amount of, they add 000 just to make sure it favors them. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
I understand.
What I'm saying is, the system is very dirty.
Okay, are you saying that the system is dirty to the extent that it's traced back to the citizens of the country as well?
Those who are ruling us today, I know that they are the product of the. Is it not from the followers that you get the leaders?
Leaders, yes. So are you saying there is no hope at all?
Everybody keeps saying that. Let me just spend my weight up there to get my part of the national cake. Is that not the popular slogan?
Yeah, that's the popular
slogan. Said, okay, I have to find my way up there so that I can also partake of the national cake.
Okay, but if you had the opportunity to be up there, what would you do to reform everything that is going on?
Leadership is a call to service. This is what our leaders must keep, ringing in their head. And it's transient. And it's a privilege. It's not a right. But some of them have seen it as a right. That's how they do it, as do other affair. Do other affair. But the point is, a sane leader must make sure that he stop the practices that will eventually compromise you must be taken out of the system. This is what these people have failed to do. The corridors were leading us. The system, they allow the system to keep running. And they can only do little under the system with the system. But if they allow the system to be taken out of the way, then they will perform wonderfully well.
Okay. How long do you think that will take?
Now, I just talked about the constitution. What is wrong? Another one is our institutions. Look at the EFCC, look at the ICPC. We're laying Yahoo boys up and down. And we all have governors who have stolen money from those they are governed, from each of the states. You will see governors at the end of the day buying you see saving money in an offshore account. I don't want to mention their name, but I know you agree with me that what has happened to the one in Kogi recently. I did not mention him anymore.
I like that.
So what has happened to the one there? We were told that he has been called to just to appear before the EFCC.
EFCC, yes.
And it's back to his base. Not just to. I just want to mention just one example. We have numerous examples like that. So we have look. I just talked about EFCC. Yes. Even ICPC, we don't know what they are doing anymore.
We hardly hear from ICPC.
We hardly. That's another institution. EFCC were laying Yahoo boys up and down. We're laying Yahoo boys. The visiting hotels, clapping girls. Just was it not one we saw on the video recently?
Yes. Yeah. It was said that in the news this morning.
Look at our police during up to now at those state election. People are still crying foul for the role the police played. People believe that police were used to make sure that those they planned to be there were there. That was through the help of the police. Look at INEC. Look at our electoral laws. During presidential election, the IRF will not work. But during other governorship election, the IRF will work. Look at the institutions. Look at the terrible. So even if you have a sane man in that kind of environment, it will hardly do anything. Look at our judiciary. They say, oh, the law court is the hope of the common man. But what eventually happened? They will before election is not being determined by the people anymore, by the general popular vote. After election, they will take it to the local court. So from local court to the magistrate court, from magistrate court to the magistrate court to the state court, to the high court to the appeal court to the Supreme Court. Wasting resources, paying money, giving money to feeding our judges are feeding facts. So what are we saying? Again, look at when you move away from the judges, you look at other areas, you notice that the system is very corrupt. We have a corrupt institutions, corrupt system. So even if you are a sane man, the system, they will tell you the system is bigger than you. So you have to, let me use the popular grammar, that you have to koto in their poho. Sorry, just to that you have to, that if you cannot beat them, you join them. That's what happened to most of our leaders. Eventually they submit themselves to the system. And the system will eventually corrupt them. And when they are out of the office, you hardly hear them talk. Now look at those who governed us 8 years ago. 8 years ago, I would not mention him again. There's a person, somebody can lie. Somebody can lie something. I don't want to go deep into it. Okay. Have you heard anything from the man till date? After the man is out of office?
We haven't.
That I'm not saying somebody is I'm just saying that there's a popular saying in Nigeria then, like 4 years ago, that somebody can lie like somebody. I think even the lie will tell you the name of the name. Will tell you the name of the person, sorry. Have you heard from the man till date? Those who were in the last administration, we are so many of them. Those who were ministers, because the system has turned them into whom they don't want to become.
Now, this system you keep, hammering on. Are you talking about the structure, or you're talking about a particular personality?
What I'm talking about, the system is the institution.
Okay.
The institutions and some of the organs of the institutions, some of the instruments that the institutions make do with. I just talked about the Bible is the Constitution. If they are going to have the same country, we must change that Constitution. We must look, and the institution, they are the product of the Constitution. You can't talk about misappropriation of funds without talking about the Constitution.
Yes.
You can't talk about our electoral process without looking at the institution. You can't talk about our security architecture without looking at the Constitution. So we have to look at what the Constitution is saying. If the Constitution is saying if you steal 300, 500 billion naira, that you are going to pay bail with 100,000 naira, people they will do that, without any insight. They will take the money like that, because they believe even if you arrest them eventually, what they are going to pay is just going to be 100,000 naira. But if you are told that if you take any money that does not belong to you, it's either you poison yourself, you take yourself out of the system, or the system will take you out, people will think twice.
That's true.
That's what the Constitution is saying.
Hmm.
So we must know what we are doing. If we are going to have a sane country, we have to change so many things. We have to change the system so that those who are coming from outside, they can fit in well, even if they are not. See, even if you are not, if you are a corrupt person, when you come into a clean system, the clean system will be the one to eventually change you. But if the system is bad, if you are a clean person, the moment you enter the system will turn you into, will definitely corrupt you.
All right. Thank you, Doctor. So now, what do you have to say concerning the October 1st protest happening tomorrow? Just like final thoughts or final sayings concerning.
Well, the people we definitely resort to is the protest is not bad in itself.
Okay.
It's a show, is a sign, or it shows that the leaders they've really failed. That's a sign. That's a sign that this is so. And it's another opportunity for the leaders to redeem themselves. When you say people, taking to, you say citizens always come in the street to show that you are not doing certain things well. It's a sign to show them. There is an opportunity for you to show them that, okay, I've listened to you. I will do the needful. But the last one I just told you was not after the protest that we heard about presidential jets.
Yes. Well,
So,
I hope this time it is totally different. Thank you for coming to the show, Doctor, once again. So there you have it, viewers. We have heard from Doctor on how the system has to be reformed. The system has to be changed in order for changes to be made in the government of the constitution of this country. And we hope that the protest coming up tomorrow, October 1st, would give the opportunity and listening ear. The government will have the listening ear to what the citizens of this country are saying. So I remain your humble host, Abdullah Michael. This is where we draw the curtain. Bye for now.